I'm playing with one of them. Hi guys, I'm back. Apologize for the glitchy video before. We're going to get this restarted again. Again, welcome to Saturday Storytimes with me, Bethany Akeroyd. I hope you're wearing your colors that make you very happy. I'm wearing blue. Also, it's a bit warm out here, so we're trying to be as comfortable as we can. Kaylee's got her Mickey ears, or her Minnie Mouse ears on that she absolutely loves. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Grace is wandering around, so you'll probably see her eventually with her little mini ears, but we're going to get started. This is the story of Ferdinand. It is by Munro Leaf, drawings by Robert Lawson. It's one of my favorite books from my childhood. I grew up with this being read to me, and also I remember distinctly watching the Disney short for it, not the one that just came out that had, just the really attractive man that did it, but it's on Disney Plus. I would highly suggest looking up to see if you have it, but let's dive into this story, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. Say hello to Ferdinand. And there's the bulls that he lives with. They're having so much fun running and butting their heads. But sometimes you don't have to do everything that everyone else does. Sometimes you get to do what you want to. But not Ferdinand. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. He had his favorite spot in the pasture under the cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in the shade all day and smell the flowers. Hi, Grace.
Hi.
I know. Ferdinand sitting under that wonderful tree. Do you have a special spot that you like to sit in and just kind of take it all in?
Where I like the high one, typical between the sprinklers. I like the high where you put the stuff where you pick up the poop.
Oh, you like to hide in the shade? Yeah. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid that he would be lonely all by himself. Why don't you go run and play with the other bulls and skip and butt your head, she would say. But Ferdinand would just shake his head. I like it better where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers. Ferdinand talking with his mom and just enjoying the quiet time that he likes for himself. It's okay to enjoy being by yourself. You don't have to be with others all the time, as long as you're comfortable. His mother saw that he was lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him sit there and be happy. That's some pretty good advice. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. There's his mom. Mom being very understanding. And look, Ferdinand's growing. So he went from that tall at a week old to 3 months to a year to 2. You know, that's pretty big for a 2-year-old, huh? All the other bulls had grown up with him, had the same pasture, would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked for the bullfights in Madrid. Did you know Madrid is in Spain? Yeah. The other bulls wanting to be in the bullfight in Madrid.
Hey, buddy.
But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. Ferdinand still sitting in the cork tree. Now let's count them. 5 men in the funny hats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see a silly hat that makes you giggle the most? That one? Yeah? Oh my goodness. All the bulls ran around snorting and butting and leaping and jumping so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went to his favorite cork tree and sat down. See? It's wonderful to show off. You love the singing that's going on in this house. It's pretty constant. Right, see the other bulls wanting to show off to be part of the bullfights. I know. There's Ferdinand being happy as can be just to go sit under his cork tree. Did I just run? He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting in the nice, cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Oh no. If you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do?
Sting.
You would sting him. And that's what the bee did to Ferdinand. Bumblebee. Ouch! Oh no. Wow, did that hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting and butting and pawing at the ground as if he was crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they were all shouting with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of them all. Just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. Ouch! Being stung by a bee does not feel good.
Yeah, because I got stung by a bee on my foot.
I know it's very loud and crazy in this house. I'm sure it is at y'all's too. See, they're so happy thinking that Ferdinand is fierce and wants to be a part of the bullfight. But do you think that's really what Ferdinand wants to do? So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. What a day that was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They take Ferdinand off to Madrid. Look at those beautiful ladies with their fans and their flowers as they're getting ready to watch the bullfight. They had a parade to the bull ring. First came the bandolores with the sharp pins with ribbons that they would stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores. They rode on skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick the bull and make him madder. The bandorillos, they have short little swords, and they're on the ground. And the picadores on their skinny horses with their spears, all there to make the bull mad. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword that was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull. You know who that was, don't you? Who was the bull? Ferdinand. Said hello to the matador. And hi, Ferdinand. Looking very shy. Coming into that bull ring. Come here. Come here. I know, come here. I know. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandolores were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. Oh, the bandolores and the picadores and the matador, oh, they're so scared. But do you think they need to be scared of Ferdinand? Yeah, probably not. But they don't know that. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw all the flowers in the lovely lady's hair. And he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight or be fierce, no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the Bandelores were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and his sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. Oh, see, Ferdinand just sits in the middle of the ring, being himself and loving just the quiet time to sit. And off they take him back home because he refused to be what he wasn't. Because Ferdinand liked being exactly who he was. And that was to sit quietly. And for all I know, he is still sitting there under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers very quietly. He is very happy. Do you have a special spot that makes you very happy? Yeah? You should always have a special spot to make you very happy. Never change who you are, because you're wonderful.
Why can you not build these skates on the table?
Well, right now I'm using it, honey, because it's good time. All right, guys, so we're off to our next one. This is brought to you by the Disney Pixar movie Coco. It's called Miguel and the Amazing Alebrijes. All right. By Roni Capin Rivera-Ashford and out on Rivera-Ashford. Illustrated by Ricardo de Los Angeles. All right, let's learn. Okay. Miguel Rivera was excited to go to school. His teacher had promised to tell the kids about a special project that was going to make. He could hardly wait. Good morning, class, said Senora Sina, Miguel's teacher. Today we're going to do paper mache project. Miguel was thrilled. Oh, yay, we're going to make piñatas. No, not piñatas, she said. Our special project we'll be making. What do you think they're going to be making? You don't know. There's Miguel running off to school. And his teacher, Senora Sina, tell him all about their project. If you don't know what paper mache is, it's glue and flour and paper. I bet you can ask your parents and you can make something with that too. It's a wonderful idea. You can even make a piñata, which is just filled with candy. All right. So what project do you think they're going to make? Oh, that Alebrijes. Ala what? One of the students asked. Alebrijes. They're colorful sculptures of fantastical creatures, said Senora Sina. Alebrijes were invented 100 years ago. They're a combination of ancient and modern Mexican art forms. How did they get their name? Miguel asked. The word alebrije came to the artist in a dream. His teacher answered, that's why there is something magical about them. See the alebrijes? Those are pretty wondrous and magical, huh? They seem kind of excited to be able to do that. Would you be excited to have that as a project?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a project.
Yeah?
After story time.
I think that would be a cool project to do after story time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. To start the project, you must be inspired, Senora Sina said. Your inspiration will come from the animals that live here in Santa Cecilia. Go exploring and make a list of 8 of your favorite animals. 8, Miguel said. That's a lot. You don't have to make 8 alebrijes, Miguel. It's okay to make just a few, or even one. The sculptures can be a particular animal or a combination. Making a list of animals will inspire you to use your imagination. Are there animals around in your area that you would use? Do you have some that you've seen? Let's check them out. See, look, there's butterflies and hawks, lizards and chickens and snakes they could take inspiration for their alebrijes. That is a lot though, but you know what's pretty neat? Even though it's 8, you can combine them. Maybe even do one.
There's actually another one that has stickers.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now that Miguel understood, he was excited to get started. After school, he went to his favorite plaza, Mariachi Plaza, to look for animals. Right away, he saw pigeons gathering around the fountain. Oh, this is going to be so easy, said Miguel. Pigeon, animal numero 1. or 1?
Those. That's one.
That's 1. Out of the corner of his eye, Miguel spotted a lizard scurrying past. He tried to catch it, but it was so fast. Lizard, animal, numeral 2, or 2, he said. Look, see, he found his first animal, which is the pigeon, and then his second animal, which is the lizard. Do you have pigeons or lizards around you? I know we have a lot of lizards.
Not carrot.
Yeah. As the band warmed up, the sound of their music caught Miguel's attention. It's Armando and his acoustic armadillos, he said. They're a fantastical group. Armadillo. Animal, numeral 3, or 3. Miguel searched the plaza, but he didn't see any more animals. Maybe it's going to be a little harder than I thought, he said. He sat for a moment, then decided to head home and ask his abuelita for help. Always ask for help if you're having trouble. There's the band at Mariachi Plaza, the Armando and the acoustic armadillos. If you don't know what an armadillo is, that's okay. It's a little armored creature that kind of curls up in a ball. Pretty neat. There's Miguel, just making sure he needed to ask for some help. When Miguel got home, he told his grandmother of his class project. Abuelita, we're making Alebrijes for school. And I need to find 5 more animals to inspire me. Can you help me? Abuelita was excited. Oh, I love Alebrijes. They're unique as they're creators. I'm sure that you'll find something beautiful. Vamos, let's find some inspiration from our familia, or family. He's talking to his abuelita, asking for help, because you should always ask for help if you need it. And there's his family. I wonder what kind of inspiration they're going to give him. Abuelita pulled out old pictures of the Rivera family that they used every year at Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, for the ofrenda, the family altar. One of the photos showed Mama Imelda with a gray cat. Your great-great-grandmother Imelda loved that cat. She named her Pepita, said Abuelita. Thank you, Abuelita. Cat, animal, numeral 4, or 4. See? Abuelita is showing him all the stuff from the ofrenda for Dia de los Muertos.
Let me tell you.
And there's Mama Imelda with her cat, the number 4 animal.
That's what goes into a ball.
Yeah, it is an armadillo on the cover of that book. You're absolutely right. Do you have a favorite animal? Miguel asked. Abuelita laughed. Yes, I once had a pet goat named Diego. Did you know that goats will eat just about anything? He would even eat our laundry. I wish he'd come and eat our laundry sometimes.
Yeah.
Miguel laughed. Goat. Animal, numeral 5, or 5. What about you, Mama Coco? Miguel asked. His great-grandmother had been listening to them all along. Bonita, she said, pointing to the window. Or beautiful. Miguel turned and saw a red-tailed hawk in the sky. Wow, I would never notice that. Hawk. Animal, numeral 6, or 6. She said, gracias, Mama Coco. See? This is the abuelita telling him about Diego the goat. And then Mama Coco sitting there and pointing to the red-tailed hawk. Do you have some red-tailed hawks up in your area?
I have.
I know, we do. We have some flying over here, huh?
I saw a seagull.
Whoa.
In the air.
All right, let's see. Just then, a butterfly landed on the windowsill. Abuelita leaned over and whispered to Miguel. In our country, butterflies, or mariposas, are known as animal guides. You know what, mijo? It is said that their migration to Mexico every year, they bring the lost spirits home for Dia de los Muertos. That's so cool, Abuelita, Miguel said. Butterfly. Animal, numeral 7, or 7. Only one more to go. As Abuelita is showing them the beautiful butterflies that are on the windowsills. It's a wonderful, beautiful kind of message that they're able to guide the lost spirit, or the spirits,
And
the people that we love that are gone.
It's actually their pets. Coco's foot, pet. See
Oh,
that?
let's find out. Miguel searched everywhere for one last animal on his list. He walked to a quiet area just outside of town. Music is meant to bring people together, he said as he began to play his homemade guitar. Maybe it will help me find my last animal, too. Suddenly he heard a noise. It was his feral dog, Dante, singing along. How could I forget you, Dante? Dog, animal, numeral, ocho, or 8.
Why not 10?
See, there's.
Why not 10?
Well, he only had to find 8, baby. In school the next day, Miguel worked hard on his project. You've got some interesting combinations, said his teacher. How did you choose these alebrijes? I don't feel like I chose them, Senora Sena. In a magical way, it feels like they chose me. At home, Miguel presented his familia with the alebrijes. First, he gave Mama Coco one that resembled the hawk she had spotted. Next, she gave Abuelita one of Diego with a piece of her favorite apron hanging with his mouth. She laughed so hard. She loved it. Miguel is creating his combinations for his alebrijes from his inspiration. They were just kind of came to him like he was chosen. Have you ever kind of made an art project that it just flowed through you and how you were chosen? But there's this finished project alebrije for his Mama Coco and for his abuelita. Finally, Miguel placed the alebrijes of Pepita and Dante next to the ofrenda. He was proud of his creations. Miguel knew in his heart that Mama Imelda would love hers. And he also had a feeling she would like Pepita's new friend, Dante. He presented an alebrije for his great-great-grandmother, Mama Imelda. It's pretty beautiful. I hope you use this as an inspiration to a possible project you could do together with your parents. Have fun. Is there any, or maybe even spot some animals that are around the area that you can tell me about? I'd love to see pictures or descriptions of them. All right, guys, so we've got one more story that Haley has very nicely given me. This was a loan from my really good friend, Wendy Purdy. She's got a wonderful library and great Disney collection. So this is Walt Disney's Goofy the Gardener Makes Up His Mind. This is from Disney's Wonderful World of Reading. So this is actually from the Walt Disney Company. All right, so let's get to it. Find out what Goofy's up to. It was early in the morning. Goofy was already at work. He was a gardener. Gardening was hard work, but Goofy enjoyed it. Do you have something that you enjoy but's really hard work? You do? Oh, I'd love to hear about it someday. Goofy watered the trees and the flowers. He trimmed the hedges too. He liked to make the gardens look beautiful. One hot day, his friend Mickey stopped by to say hello. What a hot day, said Mickey. See, Goofy's watering his lawn. Friend's popping over to check on him. Goofy stood up and wiped his forehead. Whew! It sure is hot, he said. Too hot to be planting trees, said Mickey. You should find an easier job. An easier job, thought Goofy. Maybe I am working too hard. Go to the supermarket tomorrow, said Mickey. The store owner needs help. Okay, said Goofy. Working at a supermarket sounds easier.
Yeah. It's not easy.
You think it's not easy?
Because Dad had a lot.
Goofy seemed to kind of enjoy what he was doing, but you never know. Learning something new is always a good thing, huh? The next morning, Goofy woke up early, combed his hair carefully, and headed to the supermarket. Do you have a job for me, sir? Goofy asked. Yes, indeed, said the store owner. Put on this apron and follow me.
They told you.
Goofy goes up to the supermarket and is told he's got a job. What kind of job do you think Goofy's going to get at a supermarket? He took Goofy back to the storeroom. Large boxes were piled to the ceiling. First, said the store owner, move all these boxes to the front of the store. Then unpack them and then come back and see me. Oh, that's a lot of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to be easy?
No.
The store owner left Goofy with all the boxes. Goofy was surprised. I thought he'd help me. I'm not sure if this is an easier job. But he set to work. Ugh, he groaned. This box is heavy. He carried all the boxes to the front of the store. One by one, he unpacked them. Goofy was very tired. Ugh, that's a lot of boxes to lift all by yourself and unpack, huh? That doesn't seem quite so easy. Finally, it was time to go home. I can't wait to leave, said Goofy. Just then the store owner returned. Wait, he said. There are a few more boxes. You can't leave until they're unpacked. You've unpacked them. The boxes were filled with many cans, and the store owner showed Goofy how to stack the cans. Oh,
That's going to take a very
that was going to take a very long time. That's a very high thing of cans. Finally, Goofy left the supermarket. It was dark out. On his way home, he met Donald Duck. You look tired, Goofy said Donald. What have you been doing? Goofy told him about his job at the supermarket. You should find an easier job. Donald walked Goofy home. Go to Gino's restaurant tomorrow, said Donald. I know Gino needs some help. Gino's, said Goofy. Maybe that will be an easier place to work. Oh, Goofy looks very tired after a long day of work at a supermarket. It's a very nice friend to suggest a new place to go and to walk him home. The next day, Donald took Goofy to Gino's. Goofy wanted to be a head waiter, so he wore his fanciest jacket. Gino, said Donald, here's Goofy. He wants to work for you. I'm glad to meet you, Goofy, said Gino. Goofy was pleased and excited. Oh, see that fancy jacket Goofy has? Do you think he's going to be able to get that head waiter job that he wanted? I know. Have you ever worked in a restaurant, asked Gino. No, said Goofy, but I'll learn what to do. Good, said Gino. The first thing you do is to put on your restaurant uniform. Now you look like a waiter, Goofy, said Donald. Then Gino said, now I've got to get ready for work. You can start in the kitchen. Oh, Goofy gets to go. Look at his wonderful new waiting outfit. Let's see what he's about to do in the kitchen. First, peel all the potatoes, said Gino. Goofy never did get out of the kitchen. He had to scrub the pots and mop the floors. This wasn't easy at all, thought Goofy. You think so?
Yeah.
That's a lot of potatoes to peel. I don't know about you, but I've done a lot of dishes like that and mopped a ton of floors. It's not easy or fun. Goofy finally ready to say goodnight. But Goofy, said Gino, you still have to wash the dishes. This is not easier either, said Goofy to himself. Good night, Goofy, the other worker said. Oh, even though he thought he was done, still had more work to do. Big pile of dishes that he has to do all by himself because everyone else did theirs. Finally, Goofy finished his work. It was very late. He was so tired he could barely walk. What's the matter? Goofy called his friend Clarabelle. Come in for a cup of tea and tell me all about it. Oh, Goofy looks real tired after his long day at the restaurant. I hope he gets some rest. Maybe a nice cup of tea will help.
Pull me up. Pull me up.
Sorry, little one. Sorry, little one fell. Goofy told her about his new job. It sounds like very hard work. We're going to let people cry for a little bit. Sorry that you have to hear this. Things happen in this house. Goofy told her all about his new job. It sounds very hard work to me, said Clarabelle. Maybe you can find an easier job. She ran to help the want ads. She read the want ads to Goofy. Listen, said Clarabelle. A house painter needs a helper. This will be an easy job for you. Goofy's eyes lit up. Thanks, Clarabelle, he said. You're a real friend. The next morning, Goofy went to the house painter. Do you need a helper? He asked. I do, the man said. Hop in my truck. Just do what I tell you, said the man. It's not hard. Goofy goes to meet the house painter. The house was a mess. Fix the cracks first, said the man. Goofy filled the cracks with plaster, then mixed up the paint. Now paint the ceilings, the house painter told Goofy. And do not make a mess. Goofy's trying to paint the house. Then Goofy put up the wallpaper and painted all the window frames and patched up even more holes in the wall. Late in the afternoon, the house painter said goodbye. He drove off to his truck. Goofy had to walk home. He walked very slowly. That is quite a lot of work Goofy had to do. On his way home, he passed Mickey. Mickey was raking his lawn. Hi, Mickey, Goofy said. How are you? I'm very tired, answered Mickey. Gardening is hard work. I do not like it. Gosh, I still like gardening, said Goofy. I'll come and help you in the morning. Gee, thanks, said Mickey. See, Goofy's being a very helpful neighbor and friend because he really does enjoy doing the gardening and wants to be very helpful. Early the next morning, Goofy started working on Mickey's garden. He planted some flowers. He picked others that were in bloom. He mowed the lawn and trimmed the hedges too. Oh, that's some beautiful work that Goofy's doing. By the end of the day, Mickey's garden looked beautiful. Goofy was tired, but he felt good. He sat down and admired his day's work. Then he sang the song. I paid the price for friends' advice and worked at jobs I did not like. But now I will work even harder and be who I am, Goofy the gardener. The end. Wonderful little story about perspective, huh? Goofy loved doing gardening, but someone else didn't like it, thought it was too hard. So Goofy tried someone else's, and that just didn't seem to be a fit for him, and that's okay. Find something that fits you. It might not be the same thing that your parents or your friends or your neighbors do, but if it's true to you, it's going to be wondrous, and even though it's hard, you're going to enjoy it. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this story time. Thank you for putting up with all the loudness and craziness that is what it is with kids. I will see you next Saturday. We're going to start this new time, which is 1 Pacific Standard Time or 4 Eastern Standard, depending on where you are. Again, I hope to see you next Saturday, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know. All right, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Bye.